Hello and welcome to another Bot Bash tourney. I am a Normalism and this is Dawn of War Soulstorm. And in a Bot Bash tourney, the rules are simple. 2 bots enter and 1 bot leaves. There's no gimmicks, it's just straight play. And today we have the Imperial Guard in their Caravan colors facing off against the Night Lords of Chaos, the Traitor Legion. They've come to throw down together on the Eris Badlands. And if this map looks a little familiar, maybe if you come down this perspective, see this layout. Yeah, down here. This might look a little familiar to you. This map is actually played in Dark Crusade as the map you fight on to gain the Fury buff in the campaign. The Fury buff being the really significant one that lets you attack twice in a single turn on the campaign. You have to get a certain number of kills to win before the enemy does, which can be a real challenge for some teams on some difficulties, but the AI tends to just walk into the meat grinder sometimes, so it can be a fun map. And it's an interesting map. You got this little cross section in the middle with the critical point in the middle, the relics on either end, and we are having a cross start for the AI. I'm hanging over the Imperial Guard, so they're in the green and the Chaos are in the red. Gonna hang on their perspective, which means we're gonna hear a lot of Imperial Guard lines, but that's so we can tell them apart on the map when they're fighting. And this is a very large kind of map, and a large map was kind of chosen for a good reason. A few reasons this map was chosen, actually. The first reason is small maps really favor aggressive early melee-oriented teams like the Orcs, and they were eliminated in the preliminary round, so they don't count. The second thing is small maps favor teams very good at killing infantry, basically. It doesn't favor the Imperial Guard. Something like the Tau would make a field day of the Imperial Guard, and maybe they'll make field day of the Imperial Guard. Always, you know. The Imperial Guard are kind of squishy. Their infantry get torn to shreds. But on a bigger map, oh, is that the Chaos Mark scouting out this location? It looks like something's going on there. I know they can do something like that, but I thought it had to be where the commander was. Maybe that's everywhere? It seems like some sort of a battlefield effect. That, yeah, there it goes. It faded. That cross there.
We've won.
Anyway, the Imperial Guard, they kind of need the chance to expand and get up to vehicles to be relevant in a proper game. If it's all infantry early on, they will get torn to shreds. And that is another reason for the bigger map is in a more sprawling map type, the AI won't lose off the back of one battle. You know, one battle won't just end it for them. So we should see a pretty fun back and forth fight all over the place. And I do plan to use this map for the first round of the Bot Bash tourney. For everyone, you know, to see how they fare on it. And we'll change to a different map in the next round, and then, you know, final round we'll maybe try a few different maps. And see, this fight's not going to favor the Imperial Guard because there's the Chaos Lord as well as the Raptor Squad. And while I do love the Command Squad is nothing compared to a proper melee enemy. In fact, the Command Squad's real strength lies in its versatility and abilities it can have. See some Imperial Guard coming along here, but they're going to get torn to pieces as well. They need to be out of there before any melee hits land. The real issue the Imperial Guard is going to find is this kind of engagement until they get some vehicles up. The Imperial Guard is just so squishy. And again, that's why they need the large, sprawling map. See the? Maybe that is just a graphical effect of the map. Not really sure. I was trying to look around for more of it, but you see it here now. So it's very interesting. I didn't notice that on this map before. As you see, teams are starting to fan out, capture different locations. Unfortunately, you can't see the listening posts, so there's no easy way to detect who has what on the map. But as they start to build bases and spread out and sprawl out, you can see the Imperial Guard ones. That's strange. Oh, I guess it's because we're not on their team that we can't see them. That's a bit of a pain. But it's fine. We'll, maybe it's only the ones that the Imperial Guard have seen. Yeah, like that one you can actually see. That's alright. We'll keep track of it. I like to see the listening post because it gives you sort of a clear cut between the two sides on the battlefield. And here we see a mighty Chaos faction, Chaos Force coming in with 2 Raptor Squads, the Chaos Lord and Heretics. They're going to jump straight in on this critical point, and the Imperial Guard are just going to have to run. That's going to be the case for this early part of the game. Again, until they get Sentinels, I suspect, that's around when the Imperial Guard starts gearing up for war. Otherwise, they kind of just need overwhelming numbers, gear, and things to sort of bolster them early on. It's really scrappy for the Imperial Guards. Getting listening posts up is very important, but you'll see that they get absolutely destroyed in this fight. Not even a close fight by any measure, just because there's 2 Raptor squads, and what can they do to stop that? So we'll see them driven back, but now the grenades are coming out, and that can actually make a difference because it'll disrupt the movement of the Raptors. They just, unfortunately, they're already in melee range, but there are 3 Imperial Guard squads, I believe. Do I see down here? Can't really see down there, but I think there's 2 or 3 Imperial Guard squads. Might just be 2. And that is actually good enough to sort of stall with the command squad, especially since there's only 1 Raptor here. That should actually drive them off, if not kill them outright, because they're having a hard time getting up. That will be pretty much a dead Raptor squad at this point. They're not retreating for some reason, which is a big win for the Imperial Guard. You see, yeah, there were 3 squads. So that's a big win for the Imperial Guard, getting that kill. Oh, nope, he managed to get away. He'll be back in the future, fight another day. In the meantime, the Chaos has actually used this to get a very early advantage, spreading all the way up here through these listening points. But you see the Imperial Guard's getting some of their upgrades, which is important, invaluable for them to maintain relevance. This squad's not going to do anything. They might decap this, but if the Raptors see them, that's... yeah, here we go. They're going to run, presumably. Maybe they'll try and fight, but that is not a battle they can win. And we're going to see a messy slaughter here if they stay around. Meanwhile, the command squad's sort of rolling around, but it's not really too useful for them. I like this. I like this little bit you can get up here and sort of stand and shoot down. The sort of little cross-section of combat there is kind of cool. See some clipping on the map when I go up real high. I'm very sorry. It's because of the zoom. I'll try and zoom where appropriate. Try and keep in close on the action. This game is phenomenal sound and graphical design. Oh, this is a bit scary. Chaos could steal away this listening post. And the Imperial Guard are really struggling to make any sort of headway early on. They seem to be making a push out here, but it's not really achieving much. If anything, I think it just got some Imperial Guardsmen killed. The command squad's not achieving much either. They're sort of getting knocked about, while the Chaos are actually claiming quite a lot of listening points. Strategic points, and setting up listening posts to give them those resources and get that advantage. Now you see this point's getting decapped, so the Imperial Guard needs to roll down this way and capture all these before they get overwhelmed by what's going on. Although I do believe, is that... yeah, that's upgrading to Battle Command, so that's what they need. Also to get back into the game is to get that Battle Command up, where they can get vehicles on the battlefield and start to really contribute. These Marines ideally will come down this way, capture these points, Got a nice little punch. That's their little power plant down the back. AI's doing the same. They've got their armor at the back. Not a bad idea. It's the furthest point from the enemy. This barricade's kind of funny. But it looks like Chaos is just running rampant in the Imperial Guard base, while the Imperial Guard are really struggling to sort of push out and do the same on the other end. They need to come home with some of these squads, and they're going to do so now. This looks like 3 squads of Imperial Guards, which is quite a lot of force, especially if they've got a few grenades. They've got a sergeant and a commissar, I think, in each group, which is very important. They could easily stop this. Yeah, that's been stopped. But getting back here and stopping the enemy from stealing all this is also very important. But this is scary. Chaos has just gone straight for the main base. We are on an annihilate session, so you do have to completely annihilate someone to eliminate from the game. But this is a little bit scary, messy, ugly, lots of words for it. Got a poor Imperial Guard squad trapped inside the turret. They need to jump to one of these buildings before it breaks. The listening posts are probably the only thing keeping them alive, but there they go. They're going to go down in seconds. These Raptors, there's 3 squads of Raptors at least in there. There could be even more. I think it's only 3. I'm not 100% sure, but it looks like a lot of Raptors. And the Imperial Guard are getting caught up all over the place over there, where they need to just be pushing out right now, running home and really fighting. They're going to lose their commands, their field commands. That's it. They've lost it. They're not going to get back in time. They're spending too much time running around here. So, while HQ isn't the victory condition, they are going to lose their tech, and I don't see them coming back from this. What are you going to do to stop that? Oh, and a Defiler is out on the field. Yeah, the Imperial Guard are doomed at this point. They do not have... If they built a vehicle command right now, they built one, just dropped it somewhere, they could be in with a small chance. Heavy weapons crew, that's not going to do it. Nice try, but that's not going to do it. No, too late. Okay, so the horror squads are coming in, so now they've got an ability to something that's good at destroying buildings. Again, the Imperial Guard, I picked a map that would hopefully favor them, but all too quickly they pushed out without having proper positioning, and it's allowed the enemy to just completely tear apart their base, and now they have nothing at all. They have an infantry command. They don't even have a HQ anymore. And they have the resources to do it. I don't know why they're not spending those resources. Should be spending those resources like crazy. But they've just been eaten alive. All over the map. And this is the last bastion of Imperial Guard. Hopefully they put up a good show. What have we got over here? Are you going to build a new HQ? Field command? Come on. No. He thought about it. He thought about it. And now they're coming in to engage the Raptors, and this will be a very quick kill. But to be fair, I did call this exact thing happening. The Imperial Guard are a team that really struggles in these circumstances, really struggles in a lot of circumstances. They kind of need the tactics that favor them to really get in the positions they need to win. And clear out some of these. And they didn't present those tactics. The AI isn't good at capitalizing on them. And so this is going to be a very quick cleanup here. This will be the death of the Imperial Guard forces. Sadly, I would have loved to have seen them going on longer. I would have loved to have seen them actually been a factor, a competing factor throughout this tournament. But unfortunately, I knew this was coming. You knew this was coming. The Imperial Guard knew this was coming. And this is going to be the death of them. So I'm going to talk on a few different factors, things going into this tournament. Again, map choice was important here. I chose a map very large and spacious and intentionally put the bots on opposite ends. They're retreating back here to their last bastion in the pit. Chose the map intentionally. Yeah, there we go. Well, the Imperial Guard have resigned, and so I guess there's nothing left to do but to look at the score and see what went wrong. And as you can see, they were just completely overwhelmed in every regard. They didn't stand a chance. Units killed... Hold on, we need to see. So Imperial Guard, they killed more units, actually, than they lost, which is quite a surprise. But they had a smaller army size, and they never really... which is wrong. The Imperial Guard should always have the larger army size. But they really just lagged behind in the technology. They didn't tech up fast enough. Maybe they spent too much on war gear rather than pushing out. You can see that the strategic points was pretty quick to favor the forces of chaos. As I said early on, the Imperial Guard weren't capping as fast and as much as they needed to keep up in relevance to chaos. But unfortunately, yeah, the Imperial Guard are just out. So we'll have to see how they fare, how the chaos fares going ahead in the next round of the tournament. They'll be facing off either against the Space Marines or against the Sisters of Battle, who will be our next game. So join us next time. Choose your winner, who you think will win between the Space Marines and the Sisters of Battle. Post it below, and please, thank you for watching. Join me again next time. I have a lot of fun doing these, and so I hope everyone has a lot of fun watching them. So thanks.